Welcome to a journey through time, where every coin tells a story of history, change and craftsmanship. Today we begin with the 1968 10 pence coin, the coin that started a brand new chapter in Britain's currency system. This was more than just a piece of metal, it was the face of a financial revolution that changed how an entire nation counted its money. The year 1968 marked the dawn of decimalization in the United Kingdom, and the 10 pence coin became one of the first symbols of that transition. In the mid-1960s, Britain was preparing to replace its centuries-old pounds, shillings, and pence system with a modern decimal system based on tens and hundreds. The goal was simplicity, but for many people, it was a strange and uncertain change. To make the process smoother, the Royal Mint released the new decimal coins ahead of time. Among them was the 1968 10 pence coin, the coin that would become a household object long before decimal day finally arrived in 1971. When it was first released, the coin represented 1/10 of a pound, which was equal to 2 shillings in the old system. It was a large coin 28.5 millimeters across, made of cupronickel, a silver-colored metal alloy that gave it a bright, modern look. Holding it for the first time must have felt like holding the future. The new coinage symbolized progress, modern design, and a fresh start for Britain's monetary identity. On one side of the coin, the obverse, was the portrait of a young Queen Elizabeth II. The design, created by sculptor Arnold Machin, portrayed the Queen wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, a delicate and regal image that would soon appear on millions of coins across the Commonwealth. The inscription around her image read, Elizabeth II DG Reg FD 1968, meaning Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. Every detail was made to reflect dignity, grace, and national pride. The reverse side was just as impressive. It featured a bold and noble lion passant guard ant, the Lion of England, designed by artist Christopher Ironside. The lion, with one paw raised and its mane flowing, stood as a timeless symbol of courage and authority. Above it were the words New Pence, and below it, the number 10 cleanly engraved in a modern font. The balance between old royal symbolism and modern design made this coin an instant icon of its time. The Royal Mint produced over 336 million of these coins in 1968. They were made in massive numbers so that people across the country could get used to them before the official switch to decimal currency. Many coins were included in information packs and educational kits to help shopkeepers, students, and families learn how the new system would work. For collectors today, these early sets are special pieces of British history. Even though the 1968 10 pence coin isn't rare in terms of numbers, its historical importance makes it a must-have for any serious collector. It was the very first 10 pence coin of the decimal era, the coin that introduced a new standard to Britain's economy. Well-preserved examples, especially those in uncirculated or proof condition, still shine with their original metallic luster. The details on the Queen's portrait and the lion's body appear crisp and elegant, showing off the fine craftsmanship that went into every coin struck at the Royal Mint in Llantrisant, South Wales. For the people who lived through the change, this coin represented more than money. It represented a national transformation. It bridged the gap between the familiar past of shillings and the modern age of decimal currency. To hold a 1968 10 pence today is to hold the moment Britain stepped into a new economic future. Its smooth surface and shining edge still carry the spirit of that transformation. Though later issues changed, with the wording New Pence replaced by 10 pence in 1982, the 1968 edition remains the beginning of it all. It stands as a proud reminder of innovation, adaptation, and tradition coexisting in one small, silver coin. For historians and coin enthusiasts, it's not just metal, it's memory, identity, and progress, frozen forever in time. As Britain moved further into the 1970s, the 10 pence coin continued to represent stability in a changing world. The year 1973, however, marked a new chapter not just for the nation, but also for the currency that symbolized it. This was a year of transformation, celebration, and quiet resilience. The 1973 10 pence coin remained visually familiar, the same proud lion, the same regal queen, yet it carried within it the story of a country adjusting to new realities and achievements. By 1973, the decimal system was no longer new. It had become part of daily life. The confusion of 1971 had faded, and people across Britain had grown comfortable with the new way of counting, spending, and saving. The 10 pence coin had earned its place in pockets, purses, and tills across the nation. But 1973 was also special for another reason. It was the year Britain officially joined the European Economic Community, known today as the European Union. It was a moment of pride and anticipation, and coins minted in that year quietly became symbols of Britain's new place in the modern world. The 1973 10 new pence coin kept the same specifications as its 1968 predecessor, a cupronickel alloy 28.5 mm in diameter, and weighing 11.31 grams. Its design remained a masterpiece of balance and meaning. On the obverse, Arnold Mackin's portrait of Queen Elizabeth II retained its youth and poise, capturing the grace of a monarch who had now ruled for 2 decades. The lettering around the portrait remained the same, formal and elegant, a constant reminder of continuity through years of change. On the reverse, Christopher Ironside's lion passant guard ant once again took center stage. Strong, watchful, and proud, it seemed to embody the spirit of a nation ready to face the modern world. Yet there was something quietly symbolic about this unchanged design. As Britain entered new alliances and reshaped its identity on the global stage, its coinage stayed the same, a reassuring emblem of tradition amid transition. The words new pence still appeared above the lion, and the bold number 10 below. Together they represented strength, order, and the quiet dignity of everyday currency. Although the 1973 10 new pence was produced in large quantities for circulation, a special commemorative edition was also issued that same year. The Royal Mint released a series of proof coins to mark Britain's entry into the European Economic Community. These collector's pieces, polished to perfection, displayed the lion and the queen in flawless detail. For many collectors today, the 1973 issues carry a sense of both nostalgia and significance. A coin from a year when Britain took a monumental step into a shared European future. Each of these coins was struck with precision at the Royal Mint's modern facility in Llantrisant, South Wales, which had fully taken over production duties by then. This mint represented technological progress just as the coins themselves represented cultural heritage. The cupronickel composition gave the coin strength and resistance to wear, allowing it to circulate for decades without losing its shine. While the 1973 10 new pence may not be considered rare, its charm lies in its timing. It captures the spirit of a confident nation looking forward. Many of the coins from this year still appear in collections today, their surfaces bearing small marks and scratches that tell stories of everyday life. Coins exchanged for newspapers, bus fares, or morning tea. Each one is a silent witness to a Britain in motion, embracing modernity while holding on to its roots. In uncirculated condition, the 1973 10 new pence reveals stunning detail, the sharp definition of the lion's face, the fine engraving of the Queen's tiara, and the clear precision of the lettering around the rim. Under soft light, the coin gleams like a mirror of time, reflecting both the optimism and the uncertainty of the early 1970s. For collectors, the value of this coin is not measured in pounds or pence, but in history. It tells of a transition well managed, a design well loved, and a tradition well preserved. Holding it today connects us to an era when Britain was redefining its future, yet still grounded in the pride of its past. The year 1977 stands out in British history as one of pride, celebration, and unity. Streets across the nation were filled with color, flags, and cheerful voices. It was the year of Queen Elizabeth II's Silver Jubilee, marking 25 years on the throne. Amid all the pageantry, one quiet symbol of that era continued to shine, the 10 new pence coin. Though not a special commemorative issue that year, the 1977 coin still carried the familiar designs that had become part of every British hand and every daily exchange. Yet this time, its meaning felt deeper, connected to the joy and gratitude of a people celebrating their monarch and their nation. By 1977, the 10 new pence had already become a coin everyone recognized. Its large size and cool silver color gave it a sense of weight and permanence. People used it daily, often without noticing the story behind its design. But during the Silver Jubilee, even the ordinary became extraordinary. The coins jingling in pockets and purses were part of a country rejoicing in a quarter-century of leadership and change. For many, the 10 new pence coin was a small yet constant reminder of continuity, of the same queen whose portrait had graced the coin since 1968, and the same lion that had guarded its reverse side for nearly a decade. Like its predecessors, the 1977 10 new pence coin was made from cupronickel, measuring 28.5 mm in diameter and weighing 11.31 grams. On one side, Arnold Mackin's portrait of Queen Elizabeth II still looked serene and graceful, her tiara shining in the light of an era that had transformed Britain culturally and economically. The Latin inscription Elizabeth II DG Reg FD 1977 encircled her profile, marking not just the date of minting, but the year of a historic royal celebration. On the reverse, Christopher Ironside's proud lion passant guard ant remained unaltered, powerful, composed, and symbolic of England's enduring spirit. The words New Pence appeared above it, a reminder that the decimal system was still in its first decade, and below it, the bold number 10. Even though millions of these coins were minted and circulated, each one carried with it the heritage of a country that balanced change with tradition. The Royal Mint struck tens of millions of 10 new pence coins in 1977 to meet the ongoing demand of a growing economy. But beyond their circulation value, these coins quietly marked a symbolic link between the monarchy and the people. As the nation celebrated the Queen's Silver Jubilee with parades, concerts, and street parties, every coin in hand, from pennies to pounds, became part of that collective moment. They were spent on souvenirs, tea, cakes, and flags that filled every corner of Britain. The 1977 10 new pence coin may not have been a special edition, yet it lived the celebration alongside the people, passing from hand to hand like a silent witness to the nation's joy. Collectors today look at the 1977 issue as more than just another year in a series. It represents a chapter of national pride. Its condition and finish often tell the story of how it was used. A coin that might have been part of a Jubilee celebration, or perhaps tucked away by someone who wanted to keep a small reminder of that special year. In brilliant uncirculated condition, the coin's shine captures the grace of both its art and its era. The lion's mane and the Queen's tiara gleam with sharp precision, reflecting the care and skill of British minting traditions. Though it was not rare, the 1977 10 new pence has an emotional value that goes beyond money. It connects collectors and historians to a year when Britain felt united and optimistic. Holding this coin is like holding a fragment of that celebration, a small but enduring token of the Silver Jubilee year. As time moved forward, the 10 new pence coin continued to evolve. In 1982, the inscription new pence was replaced with simply 10 pence, signaling the end of an era that began in 1968. But the coins from the 1968 to 1977 period remain cherished, representing the birth, acceptance, and celebration of Britain's decimal currency system.